Señoras y señores, en la división de peso medio, in the middleweight division, presenting the judges and the referee for this bout. El referee sería Tony Germain del Canadá. Los jueces and the judges, José Bonet de Puerto Rico, Ricky Webb de los Estados Unidos y Roland Labé del Canadá. Tomador de tiempo y campanero Octavio Robles. En la esquina azul, fighting over the blue corner, medallista de bronce en el Campeonato Nacional de Estados Unidos en el 2008, bronze medalist in 2008 National Championship. Su récord amateur es de 130 peleas, 100 ganadas, 30 perdidas. An amateur record of 130 fights, 100 wins and 30 losses. En el torneo lleva una pelea perdida. In this tournament, one loss. Desde Johnson City, Tennessee, Charles Watson. En la esquina roja, in the red corner, medallista de oro en el torneo Cheo Aponte. Cheo Aponte Tournament Gold Medalist. Medallista de oro en la Copa Olímpica 2010. Olympic Cup 2010 Gold Medalist. Un récord amateur de 150 peleas, 150 amateur fights, 110 ganadas, 110 wins, 40 perdidas, 40 losses. Su récord en el torneo, his WSB record, 2 ganadas, 1 perdida, 2 wins and 1 loss. Joining the Mexico City Guerreros, all the way from Espíritu Santo, Brazil, Yamaguchi Florentino. Peleadores al centro con el referee. Fighters take the center.
And here's how they stack up on the head-to-head. These are middleweights. Florentino, not quite as heavy as Charlie Watson. Watson may be able to use that 5 pounds to his advantage. They're both about the same height, the same age. Should be a good matchup, evenly matched.
Tony Germain is your referee out of Canada. We have great referees we should mention in this series. Round 1 scheduled for 5. We're in the middleweight division. They call him C-Watt. Charles Watson of the Matadors had a tough loss to William Williams of the Gallos. And they're not wasting any time either in the middleweight division. Sean always says they have power like heavyweights and they fight like lightweights, and it's always a fun division because they have knockout power in there in the middleweight division.
And a little bit of aggression from these two as well. There's Watson.
Didn't take long.
A lot to prove in this fight from Charlie Watson. He says his family gave him the name C-Watt because he's so fast in the ring. And he's got to utilize that speed here.
They almost pushed each other right towards us. I was backing up there, Sean. Yamaguchi didn't like that much, so look at this action right here, digging in. They're throwing nothing but bad intentions with these punches.
Anger sometimes is a great motivator.
Yamaguchi Florentino, his 5th fight in this series, 4th fight in this series, and he did not look good against a really rough Carlos Gongora. And I have to give Gongora a lot of credit, but the team looked tired that last time we came down to Mexico City in January 7th, so interesting matchup here. Charlie Watson, as mentioned by Sean, has a lot to prove, and this one's turned into a little bit of a street battle right off the get-go here.
Well, Watson got into boxing with his younger brother, Blyton Watson, when he was 8 years old. I wonder if they call him B-Watt, because, you know, Charlie is C-Watt.
There you go.
So maybe they're calling Blyton B-Watt.
Junior Olympic bronze medalist was Watson. Oh, look at Florentino pouring it on now.
Oh, he's mad.
He's mad and aggressive, and the Brazilian's hot. Now, you don't want to get into that type of situation here in this thin air if you're C-Watt.
Not at all.
Keep your cool.
Yeah, exactly. That's only going to benefit your opponent, not you. Boxing is about control, too. You control your emotions in the ring. Anger is sometimes bad for you in the ring. Not for Yamaguchi.
Always remember, when you're watching in this series, you're watching the best amateurs in the world that qualified for the privilege of being in the World Series of Boxing to earn a salary, to come in here, have health benefits, and work on their skills and take it to the next level. Yamaguchi Florentino is a guy from Espírito Santo, Brazil, who's really improved from the first time we've seen him. 30 seconds left in round number 1, which has been like all the fights we see. We don't have to hype it for you.
Not at all.
If you just watch it, it is non-stop action.
Ooh.
Did you see Florentino pick up his right foot before he threw that punch?
Kind of a foot feint. You get your opponent looking at your feet. He's not looking at your hand. Nice work from Yamaguchi.
I'm looking to see if I see a little mark. I don't think so on Watson. Oh, behind the head.
Look at how fast.
This has been ugly from the start.
Yeah. But maybe that's what Yamaguchi wants, or even Charles Watson wants. You've got to get Florentino out of his mode. You got to get him angry. You got to get him out of that jab, the cross, the hook. And here's some of that action from that first round. Yamaguchi right on the smacker. Good left from him. Another one. Jab, cracker right on the nose. Big shot. He comes back and over him. Left does Yamaguchi. Here it is again. Jab, hands are let down. Looking at the referee is Siwat. Siwat wasn't paying attention. And that's what
I don't know what he was doing.
The leg was lifting up. I think Siwat was looking at the leg, not quite sure what was happening there.
I think he was trying to send a message, Sean, that he wasn't intimidated. He got popped. How many times have you seen that happen?
Oh, yeah. Show your opponent how tough you are. I never wanted to do that. I wanted my opponent to show everybody how tough he was.
Round number 2 scheduled for 5 in the corner between rounds in the red corner. Yamaguchi Florentino did not sit down. I guess that's sending a message, or maybe he's fired up and didn't want to sit down.
Well, some of the old-time trainers...
This is unbelievable. These guys are just like they're out here in front of the center here fighting in the street.
And what do you do if you're Yamaguchi, you got this fighter like Siwat on top of you, right at your chest? You got to start working the uppercuts and the hooks real tight inside. The uppercuts is a great weapon when that happens, because your opponent won't rush in so much like Siwat does. Two of them step on one another's toes, and a little smile from Charlie.
It means he got hurt with that jab. This thing is really funny. I mean, Siwat wants to fight a more conventional fight, but you're not going to get that from Yamaguchi Florentino. We always talk about different styles. This guy is pure South American. From Brazil, holds his hands in different... You never know what you're getting with him. Look at him now. He's going to flurry. Now, Siwat's covering up most of these punches. Just got caught on the end with a big uppercut.
That's the best punch of the night from him. Yamaguchi gets to spar with his brother, Esquiva. Both of them in this middleweight division. What would happen if we get this tournament, they get to the end? Could we see a sibling championship? Because Esquiva is as good as
his
Yamaguchi.
Brother. I don't think they'd allow that.
Oh, I tell you what, the best fights are always between the best friends or brothers, because they know each other. They know everything about one another. Who's gonna know better than your brother?
I couldn't go in a prize against my brother.
Yeah, but your brother's tough. Come on, I know
because he'd kill me. Because he'd kill me, my older brother.
Look at this posing by both of these. When you find him,
now Siwat's trying to get something done here, but he's getting countered by Yamaguchi, just pouring it on in the ribs. Good body work. I don't think Florentino wants to work 5 rounds tonight.
You know, this is just an ugly fight so far.
It's just ugly, and Siwat's getting into the mode that Florentino wants him to get into. Now a little bit winded.
A little bit of huffing and puffing from Siwat. Remember that Florentino's the one who's been standing between corners, between rounds. Between corners, between rounds.
In the corner, between rounds.
That's what I meant.
And we're just in the second round. They've thrown enough punches for a regular 12-round fight. Siwat's not that little weak jab thing's not going to work. I can tell you that right now.
Well, if you're Yamaguchi, if it were me in this fight, Yamaguchi, I'd concentrate on the body. You know, to me, Charlie Watson is winded from this, anger that he has, or this style fighting that he has.
Went to the body right there.
I'd go downstairs.
He went to the body right there.
Those punches hurt.
Now, Siwat's trying to land a big right hand. That's the best little left he's thrown out there. He's been throwing that tentative jab, which does no good except put distance. End of round 2.
This is the best bike we have. You can have it for free.
Shut up!
Imagine if you could get the best for free. At H&R Block, we believe you deserve the best tax preparation available for free. So for a limited time, we'll prepare simple federal tax returns for free. Call 1-800-HR-BLOCK.
For over 100 years, FTD has created beautiful handcrafted arrangements. This Valentine's Day, show her how you really feel with unforgettable flowers from FTD. Flowers say it better. FTD says it best. Visit FTD.com.
These days, more Americans are using their credit cards less.
Which is why Rent-A-Center makes sense.
Get the brands you want without having to use and abuse credit.
Right now, rent-to-own an Ashley sofa and love seat set. Your choice, just $19.99 a week.
With the new Big Dipper Pizza from Pizza Hut, everyone was talking about our party.
And by everyone, he means the ladies.
Right now, a delicious Big Dipper Pizza with your favorite topping is just $12. Dip more in marinara and less in your wallet. The new Big Dipper Pizza, only $12 and only at your Pizza Hut.
I joined because one of my mom's best friends met her husband on Match. My girlfriend met her new fiancé.
The world has changed. 1 in 5 relationships now begin on an online dating site.
3 or 4 of my friends got married to people that they met on Match. Are you ready? Yeah. Here it comes.
My cousin met his wife on Match. My brother met his girl. I guess you could say Match runs in the family.
Match.com. More dates, more relationships, and more marriages than any other site.
I'm on Match for a reason. It just works.
Start for free today.
In one of the year's most anticipated fights, the relentless Diego the Nightmare Sanchez challenges the knockout power of Martin the Hitman Campbell. Plus, top middleweights battle as CB Dollaway squares off against the Filipino wrecking machine, Mark Munoz. The UFC on Versus, live and free on March 3rd.
When people say, why Ford, we tell them, Fusion is the car that speaks value. In fact, Fusion is projected to hold its resale value better than Toyota Camry and delivers up to 33 miles per gallon. Why now? Get a 2011 Fusion with no money down, no interest for 5 years, and now get $500 auto show bonus cash. Or lease for just $159 a month for 24 months. Drive the best-selling brand in America. Only at your Quality Plus Ford store.
My mama always said, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get.
Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my!
I could have been a contender.
Round 3 scheduled for 5 middleweight division. Charles Watson in the black trunks, gold trim for the Matadors, who have gotten worked over here. They're not used to that tonight. Yamaguchi Florentino in the green trunks for the Guerreros, who are rested and reloaded tonight, obviously, and they've closed out the team competition. And after they lost, we came here and got blown out by the Matadors. I spent some time with the team and their managers. They really took that loss personally, and they wanted to, you know, down here it's a religion, boxing.
Oh, yeah.
And you see the effects of them recommitting themselves to their program tonight. And what they've done is just absolutely come out and swarm these Matadors tonight. That's just as I'm saying it, you're looking at it.
Example of it here. And this is what's been happening all night. The Matadors just over their heads. You know, these Guerreros, they have special pride in this from the country, too. They love the sport of boxing. The greatest fight fans in the world. Good uppercut, again, from Florentino. And there's another combination from him. And a takedown.
That's frustration.
You know, and it's Yamaguchi's father, who's an MMA fighter, who got Yamaguchi and his brother Esquiva into boxing. But he is an MMA fighter. That was kind of an MMA move there from Charlie Watson.
Now look at Florentino digging into the body. Watson hasn't had an answer. Look at him. He's just standing there. I mean, this is just what Florentino wants to do, tee off. I don't like it when fighters get wrestled down because too many bad things can happen in terms of injuries. I've seen too many get a knee tweaked or an ankle tweaked, and when you lose your wheels, you're out of business. Shoulders get popped out when you hit the mat like that.
Sure.
Florentino just doesn't care right now. He's got his hands held low. He's throwing as much as he wants to, dominating this fight. looks a world different than he did when we saw him last time.
Oh, yeah. Another thing they're gaining in this is experience and confidence, and they learn from fight to fight. They learn from each other, these kids on these teams. You know, in boxing, you walk in that ring all alone. It's you against every other fighter out there. You can't share any knowledge that you've learned, any training techniques, any tips. But here at the World Series of Boxing, the whole team can help one another. And the whole team coalesces, and I'm hoping that this league will, coalesce in the entire sport of boxing changes as a result. Good body shot.
Great body shot.
That is so
Watson, that hurt Watson.
difficult to come back from.
I don't know if he wants to drop his gloves anymore like he did earlier and he got popped.
Well, it hurts to get hit in the body. It doesn't hurt to get hit in the head, but it hurts. It's painful to get hit in the body.
Final seconds, round 3. I tell you what, Florentino it's attrition now. He has worked Watson over in these first 3 rounds.
Oh, right at the bell.
Nothing compares to Pizza Hut's world-famous pan pizza. With a delicious, deep golden crust baked in a seasoned pan until it's crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. It's a true original. And now, for a limited time, choose any pan pizza, any size, with any of your favorite toppings for just $10. Even specialty pan pizzas, like a large meat lover's pan or a large pan supreme. There's nothing like a pan pizza, so for just $10, why not get 2? The legendary pan pizza, now only $10 and only at your Pizza Hut.
At the General, getting the auto insurance you need at a great low rate is super fast. Just go to thegeneral.com or call us for a direct quote. Our rates and monthly payments are very low, and the down payment's as low as $59. You'll also get instant proof of insurance. Stop paying high rates for auto insurance. Get a super fast quote now from the General.
For the best car insurance rates online, go to the General and save some time.
Friends! Neighbors! Scott! Behold, we shouldn't need to take a number to buy paint at some home improvement warehouse. Let's go to Ace. Get top-notch paint and supplies and talk to people who know their stuff. That's how I got my afternoon off. It's your weekend, neighbors! Seize it!
It's time to get your weekend back and turn your painting to-do list into a to-done list. Ace, the helpful place.
Round 4, scheduled 5 in the middleweight division. It's been all Yamaguchi Florentino in the green trunk so far. Charles Watson from Johnson City, Tennessee, has been getting pounded on.
And it's been the Mexico City Guerreros all night as well. Watson trying to come in. But how do you keep somebody like Watson off of you? You know, Florentino would like to have a long-range fight and be able to pick his shots. Smack on the back of the head. None of that. Tony Germain, the referees, we won't have that.
It'll be interesting to see how in the 4th round of fight at 7,300 feet above altitude, if Charles Watson can at least make this a moment where he can learn something about what he's doing wrong on their fight earlier tonight. And look at Yamaguchi showboating now. That's got to get Seawatt's blood up. Yamaguchi's having fun.
Look how much bigger Yamaguchi looks compared to Watson. He looks, he's a little bit taller, but he looks physically bigger.
Looks like a super middleweight to me.
Yeah, they're both listed at 5'9", but a lot of the weight from Florentino is in his upper body and his shoulders, and in his neck.
Well, he fights tall.
Not very much weight.
He fights taller.
In the bottom half of his body.
It's just a matter of his style. He fights taller. He looks taller. He's got big, broad
shoulders. But he gets down. Look at him get down here. Never let your opponent get underneath you.
Tell you what, it's a dominating performance. So it's not much I can add to it from what Florentino's been doing. Watson looks gassed right now. A little bit timid. I don't blame him.
A smile on his face, but I'll tell you what, it's a serious business now. He's fourth round. I think he's down 3-0. Charlie Watson.
Well, like you said, if he's out of gas, there's no filling tanks in there anywhere.
Not at all. He's the one tying up. He is winded. He's tired, and that is hard when you have no steam.
Yamaguchi being a showman now, playing to the crowd. Some of his friends in the crowd acknowledging. That's when you know you don't have a lot of worries, when you can look over in the crowd and say hi to your buddies.
Well, you still like to get a knockout in there if you're.
I think that's what they want from him here. I think they're imploring him to try to finish Charles off because, Charles, look at that weak jab he's throwing out there. This is a round that Yamaguchi's just, look at, he's kind of showboating.
There's that foot that we saw back in that second round. Remember that? He stomped that foot and then he landed with a shot. What is this?
I'll tell you what, against world-class competition, you fake that foot in the air like that, you're going to get a right hand right in your face.
Well, the crowd doesn't like that wrestling that was happening right there. Now in Mexico, when they don't boo, they whistle, and that's the meaning of that is a boo. They whistle. That says that they're displeased.
And basically, that's how babies are made.
Okay.
Okay.
So why do grown-ups go to Las Vegas?
Oh, honey? This is her thing. She loves the questions. We got questions, too. So, answer forthcoming.
Black beer.
More taste or less taste?
I don't care.
Kind of how your girlfriend doesn't care that you're borrowing her pants?
Called skinny jeans. Kind of in right now.
They're kind of not.
Man up and choose a light beer with more taste. Grab a triple hops brewed Miller Lite with that great Pilsner taste.
Hey! Score still 21-32?
Yeah, just like a jean size.
Can a trading site help make you a sharper trader? Mine can.
TD Ameritrade can. They've got trading specialists I can call for help. And paper trading.
Free practice trading that helps me hone my technique.
Complex options.
And free tutorials, online or in person.
Can a trading site really make a difference?
If it can't, why are you trading there?
#1 in online equity trades, TD Ameritrade.
Trade commission free for 30 days. Plus, get up to $500 when you open an account.
I'm bored. He's a good kid, but bored. Bored.
Hey, Mark, what are you doing?
Nothing. What are you doing, John?
Well, I'm going to play baseball, go swimming, paint a mural, play golf, go biking, fly a kite, maybe rollerblade. Mom, can I go with John?
For more summer camp information, log on to phila.gov or dial 311.
Observation is a huge part of science. My name's Reed Timmer, and I'm an extreme storm chaser. If we can't see where we're going, we can't do anything. 60-mile-per-hour winds, driving, flooding rain, softball-sized hail.
It's a big tornado, it's huge!
We encounter all kinds of severe weather inside the Dominator. My ability as a storm chaser is directly tied to the quality of the equipment that we deploy in the field. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Round 5 scheduled for 5, and I was talking about the showboating that Florentino was doing in round 4, and he got a little smack in the corner from Francisco Bonilla, his coach. I didn't understand what they were saying, but Florentino was getting chewed out. Like, don't lose your head. You're controlling this fight. Don't act like a clown in there. Be the professional that you should be and close this thing out.
Well, remember, the 4th round usually is the round that these fighters take off if they're going to take off any rounds. And it seemed to me like that's what Florentino did in that 4th. He kind of took off. He allowed for traps to be set for Watson.
And it wasn't so much that, it was the fancy footwork, it was the cockiness, and they don't play that down here. And he's a Brazilian fighting for a Mexican team, and his coach Bonilla did not like it and let him know it. So, you know, close the show out, be a pro, and do it in fine style. You've got the fight won, you know that, and go in there and see what you can do. The dominating performance all night from the Guerreros here in their new home at the Jose Cuervo Salon in Mexico City. Notice how these guys react to their coaches in the corner, though. They have a lot of respect for them.
Oh, they do. They all do. And so do the coaches for the kids. You know, they try to guide these. You know, you got to rely on your coach in the corner. The corner can guide you through the fight. I'll tell you what, they can see your mistakes. You can't see them. Good combination from Yamaguchi again.
Watson has no answer.
No, he's just taking the shot. He's just taking the punches.
He's covering up, taking the punches.
No gas. No, he doesn't know how to face somebody. Some feints would be good from him right now. Feint and then throw. But he's out of steam, and you got to have steam to feint.
Yep. Well, he's just 20 years old, as Charles Watson. Yamaguchi Florentino is 23. And you can't blame him. He's coming off a loss. He felt cocky. He knows that Watson has no answer. Can't hurt him. Of course, anytime you're fighting in front of a Mexican fight crowd, they want to see somebody get put down if they can.
They want to see action. They want to see punches. Muchos golpes.
I don't think it's really in the amateur mindset from coming up through the ranks to develop a lot of knockout, strategy. You want to get as many points as you can, but when you become professionals, that's the best way to end the night if you can. Yamaguchi might be a little tired here. He just got caught with a left right there. First punch Watson had landed, and I can remember. 15 seconds left in the final round of the middleweight division. Been a lot of that.
Oh, a trip again.
Been a lot of that.
You got a southpaw facing a right-hander. Front feet always get mixed up. Final seconds, fight to the end. Well, that was it. Well, you know what? Yamaguchi did so well in those first 3 rounds, and he really built up.
I think he took it easy.
Maybe got a little bit winded after that.
This is some of the action here. There wasn't a lot of punches that landed in round 4 or 5. Yes. Watson was he was way off track, and there's a little swipe across the nose there, open hand slap right there.
Yeah, a lot of open hand. We've seen a lot of open hand punches tonight from both teams.
That's a good best punch. That best body punch is Watson was just sitting there. He's going to be very sore for a few days. Saying hello to the folks back home.
Is that what he's saying, or is he saying I've got a bad wing over here? I got a bad hand. Is that what he's saying? He got a bad left hand. He's been wrapping that left hand up like it was hurt, like he had a problem with that left hand.
Maybe he did. I couldn't really tell. Sometimes you can't tell.
You can tell me I'm your friend.
Maybe that's why he wasn't throwing a very effective jab.
That may be it right there. He may have a bad
hand
over there.
We'll find out for you if we can. Fighters meet in the center of the ring as we wait the decisions, and here we go.
Tenemos las puntuaciones. We have the official scores. Los 3 jueces han coincidido en la puntuación 45-50. José Bonet 50-45, Rick Webb 49-46, Roland Lavez 50-45. Judge Bonet 50-45. Judge Webb 49-46. Judge Lavez 50-45. Para el ganador, for the winner, por decisión unánime, by unanimous decision, Florentino Falcao Yamaguchi.
Well, to be quite honest, I'm a little bit shocked that one judge actually gave a round to Watson in this one. What an impressive night it's been. Yamaguchi Florentino now makes it 4-0 Mexico City, erasing a lot of pain for being dominated by the Matadors earlier this season. And they'll be going for a sweep in the light heavyweight division.